The NFL draft is done, the MLB season is just getting started, and the NBA season is getting this much closer to the playoffs. I join now Ethan Cole, my best friend, and, of course, my co-host at Tailgaters. This is Tailgaters, and we're talking some great action here today. Ethan, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm ready to get this final episode started.
Unfortunately, this is the final episode of the year. We'll be back in August and the next school year to talk some more stuff. Me and Ethan will be here. We'll be with you all, not all summer long, but all year next year. Without further ado, let's roll that intro. Well, everyone, a lot of Mizzou players were drafted this past weekend. Let's start, without further ado, the Kansas City Chiefs. Missouri owns Kansas City Chiefs take Nick Bolton in round 2. Talk to me about Nick Bolton.
Dude, he's a great fit for this team. He's a physical linebacker. He's also, people underrate his coverage as well. And a Mizzou player going to KC, I mean, what gets better than that?
I know, absolutely. The next player taken, Tyree Gillespie and Larry Borum, went to the Raiders and the Bears. The Bears had a really good draft. We'll get to them in a little bit. Tyree Gillespie's a solid defensive back, and Larry Borum, strong offensive lineman for the Bears. I like both those picks.
I mean, I think Borum can be a day one starter for the Bears.
Maybe.
If we're being honest, with releasing Charles Leno the other day, I could definitely see him being a starter for them.
A couple more players. Larry Roundtree III, the running back, went to the Los Angeles Chargers. He'll compete with snaps with Austin Eckler. And, of course, wide receiver Damon Hazelton signed, unfortunately, with the Houston Texans, a poverty NFL franchise. Talk about those guys a little bit.
Yeah, Hazelton, he was an undrafted free agent, unfortunately, but I think he'll still hopefully give a run for the team. I really like Larry being on Los Angeles. I think he can really help out. I think he can improve his pass game, his pass catching game a little bit, but I think he'll be really good for sure.
Yeah, Hazelton, especially, I think with the Texans, they're going to be probably pretty bad this year, and Hazelton will hopefully get a ton of snaps down there in Houston. Let's talk about some teams now. Enough of the Mizzou players. Let's talk about your Miami Dolphins, who, in my opinion, had either the second or third best draft. Ethan, you guys killed it.
I agree. I think our top 4 picks, if we hit on those, then I think we're a Super Bowl caliber team. I'm not trying to toot my own horn there.
Whoa there.
A lot of people are trying to say that. So Jaylen Waddle, he definitely has the highest ceiling of any player in the receivers, but he definitely has the lowest floor too. But
True.
I think he can be really good. Jalen Phillips, he's actually had 2 concussions at UCLA that made him ineligible to play, but there was we checked it over. He's good to go.
Yeah.
So if he hits, that'll be good too. We got Liam Eichenberg.
That's a great alignment.
Notre Dame lineman, known for being pretty good.
O-line U.
Yeah. And then we got Javon Holland, who's a safety from Oregon.
Yeah.
I think this guy can be really good, and big need for us as well.
Many people believe Holland is the best safety in this class. Dolphins killed the draft. Another team that killed the draft was the Chicago Bears. A lot of people, students here at the University of Missouri-Columbia are big Bears fans. They traded up and got the best quarterback in Bears franchise history, Justin Fields, and that was a phenomenal pick for the Chicago Bears. Fields was a stud in college, and he will be a stud in the pros. Depends. I don't know if he'll start a lot. Don't know if he'll start day one. We've got Dalton there. Of course, another huge addition. They got Tevin Jenkins, great O-lineman.
Great.
I mean, those two. And then, of course, you had Daz Newsome. They need some more weapons. The Bears also killed this draft.
Yeah, I think Daz Newsome could be their number 1 receiver in a couple of years. I really liked him coming into the draft, so I think he can be really good if he just sticks to his game. He was a player I really liked coming in. And then they got Justin Fields some help too with Tevin Jenkins, Borum. So, and hopefully Justin Fields is the guy to break the curse, man.
Break the Bears curse.
And the OSU
personally,
curse.
I don't think so. As a Vikings fan, the Vikings actually also killed the draft, adding Christian Darrisaw. We were going to take him at 14, traded down to 23, and got him anyway. I was very happy. The Vikings also added a quarterback in Kellen Mond. Very interesting pick there in round 2. I'm a big Kellen Mond guy. I think he'll sit behind Cousins, learn a little bit. Let's talk about Missouri's football team. So the Kansas City Chiefs, we talked about them a little bit, adding Nick Bolton. But they also drafted Creed Humphrey. And, of course, you have to factor in they got Orlando Brown, tackle from the Baltimore Ravens. And that's basically your first-round pick. And the Chiefs said, you know what? We were terrible. That offensive line was terrible in the Super Bowl. Let's add, a gazillion offensive linemen. Now they're not trying to find guys to fill holes. They're trying to find holes for the guys. You know what I mean? Because there are just so many offensive linemen there. But as an NFL draft, it was a great draft. A lot of teams being successful. It'll be interesting to see how these rookies play out.
Dude, it's going to be very interesting. The rich get richer and the Chiefs
I know. Chiefs.
They're like,
yeah.
our weakness is the offensive line. Let's put everything we have into that.
I know.
We got the pieces around it. So
Yeah, they're great, man. Moving on to the NBA, because you're only a few weeks away from the playoffs. Let's break it down. We get some final predictions, because unfortunately, we will not be here to talk about the NBA Finals. It'll be over the summer, which is kind of fun. You know, sitting in the summer, in really hot weather, just sitting and chilling, watching some basketball. Ethan, who is your MVP pick?
Dude, I'm going to go with safe pick. I usually go with safe pick on
safe
MVPs.
pick?
I'm going to go with Steph Curry, man.
Is that a safe pick?
I would say so. He's having
Okay.
a great year coming back from injury as well. If Giannis won again, I really would not be surprised.
Giannis has deserved to win it. Unfortunately, that like voter fatigue is a problem. Giannis probably won't take it. Curry, I mean, he just was named Player of the Month. He's had an amazing year. The Warriors are currently the play-in. My MVP pick is not this guy, but he's number 15 on the Nuggets. This is a Carmelo Anthony jersey, but it is Nikola Jokic. The Nuggets unfortunately lost yesterday to the Lakers, but they are having also a great season. Without Jamal Murray, he's still carrying that team. He's going to be awesome, I think, for them come playoff time, and they need all the help they can get. Nikola Jokic is my MVP. But I have to ask, MVPs mean nothing. Finals. Who's going to win the NBA championship? Who you got?
Who I got? I mean, I think there's a multiple of teams. Like, if the Lakers aren't as strong, like, at full health, I think this opens the door for probably 5 or 6 teams.
I know, the West and the East.
To try to, like, slide in and take it. So I would love to see the Suns, man.
Why not?
A franchise that's had nothing but bad luck.
Yeah.
I want them in there.
I would love that, too.
The Nets as well. I mean, now they got the super squad, but they were nothing a couple years ago.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They're having some troubles, though, with Durant and Harden trying to stay healthy. Kyrie's had some bad games. The East, I think it really comes down to 3 teams: the Bucks, the Nets, and the Sixers.
Dude, exactly.
And then the West, I mean, I'm going to list off some teams here. I think any of these people can win it. You go. Nuggets, I think they're still contenders. They're not the top one, but the Lakers, the Clippers, the Jazz, the Suns. There are so many teams in the West that are just going to compete and battle each other out. I could even see Curry just flipping an extra gear and going even farther. Damian Lillard could go do that too. I really like the West. It's going to be so much fun to watch. So who do you have final? Final prediction here, Ethan. This is it.
Dude, I'm going to go with, I think the Bucks. I'm going to take the Bucks. I mean, I think it's their turn, man.
Yeah.
Why not? There's too many teams to make an honest pick.
Yeah,
so I'm just going with
Bucks over who?
Team. Well, I want to see the Suns in it, man.
Yeah. You're going to Bucks Suns? I kind of like that.
I like that.
Bucks Suns would be kind of cool. For me, I'm going to stick with this. I've had it all year long. I'll stick with it. Sixers Clippers. I have the Sixers Clippers all year long, and we're going to go with them. Make sure to watch the NBA Finals, guys. It should be a great time. NBA playoffs in the summer. Let's go. Moving on. Final time. We got MLB. We're not going to be here for most of the summer, so we're going to talk about MLB a lot. Mike Trout's off to a historic season so far. Because, well, it's Mike Trout, and apparently he can become better somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but as well as Cy Young, Jacob deGrom's off to a great start, as well as Shane Bieber. I'm assuming you have those guys winning the Cy Young.
Yeah, those are definitely my picks for AL and Cy Young. Shane Bieber, his ERA is a little high, but he leads the league in strikeouts by like 4 or 5, and quality starts. Yeah. Well, if you didn't know, quality start is at least 6 innings pitched and 3 or fewer earned runs.
Yeah.
So he's really doing great.
Yeah, no, he is. And you got another guy you want to talk about. Orioles fan.
Yeah, my boy John Means. He has a 1.7 ERA in 6 games,
man.
which that ranks 5th in the MLB total, but he's tied for 1st with players who played in 6 or more games.
Interesting.
So I mean, that was my pick.
He's playing like it. I was not expecting this, but here we are. And the NL Jacob deGrom is quite possibly the most talented pitcher of all time, and I don't think that's an understatement. Corbin Burns is also off to a great start. Had a bit of a rocky out a couple times ago. Unfortunately, there's one guy who went down with an injury. Dustin May was so good so far to start. Tommy John, he'll be out for the rest of the season, quite possibly next season too, for the Dodgers. Now all of a sudden, the Dodgers don't have a lot of starting pitching. I mean, of course, you got Kershaw, Bauer, and Buehler, but after that, it's a little iffy, and the Dodgers will be an interesting team to watch for. In the MVP race, I think it's pretty safe to say that Mike Trout is the AL MVP as of now. Byron Buxton for the Twins is also having a great year. There's another guy that you want to talk about here.
Yeah, I mean, keep it on the Orioles bias track.
Of course.
Cedric Mullins, man. This dude kept getting sent back down to our minor league system because he was struggling so bad. I thought this guy was going to be really good. I had a lot of hope in him. And now he's finally getting into his groove. He leads the league with 38 hits, and he's on actually pace for 200 hits.
Wow.
That's. I don't think he'll get that, but that would be amazing if he did, for sure.
Well, in the NL side, it's an open weight race right now. I mean, the NL there. I mean, Mookie Betts is kind of off to a soft start, but you know how good he can be. Not Mookie Betts. Ronald Acuna is also heck of a player, quite possibly second best player in baseball. Another guy, Christian Yelich. I mean, the NL MVP race is absolutely wild. Who do you have win this thing?
I got Acuna, man. He's in like top 10 in almost every batting stat. He has 9 homers on the year, which is tied like 4 other people, but. Dude, Ronald Acuna is going off. He's going
off. World Series prediction. I'll start with this one. The St. Louis Cardinals are going to the World Series, and they're facing off against the New York Yankees. I'm sticking with it. The Cardinals are actually playing great baseball right now. The Yankees, I can't say the same for. They're playing bad. And I know you're pretty happy about that, Orioles fan over here. But I got Cardinals Yankees, man. I got to stick with my prediction, man. I got to stick with it.
I'm actually sticking with mine as well. Okay. I'm going Dodgers, White Sox. White Sox off to a slow start in second place. I think they'll pick it up, but I still got the Dodgers in 6. But I would not be surprised if 2 Missouri teams slip into the World Series.
I can see one. The Kansas City Royals are not going to the World Series. I can tell that right now.
They are a very hot team right now. I mean, let's just give some hope.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I'll give some hope to all you Royals fans out there. You haven't had much in recent history. You do have a World Series ring, though, so congratulations on that. Final segment is time for Statement of the Week. Ethan, Statement of the Week. What is your statement of the week?
I mean, I've talked about the Orioles this almost entire show, so might as well. They actually took 2 or 3 on the A's.
Okay.
One of the top teams in the.
Yeah. They're starting to have that huge win streak.
Yeah, they're starting to pick it back up. They're almost back to 500. I don't think they'll get anywhere in the top 3 in their division just because it's so tough. But they're doing some great things, making me proud a little bit. Reminded me of the Dolphins how I was like, they're just gonna be horrible, and they surprised me a little bit. So I kind of enjoy that right now.
Ethan's statement of the week is the Orioles are making him proud.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
My statement of the week actually goes back to the NFL draft. Travis Etienne got drafted by the Jaguars. My opinion, this is my statement of the week. Travis Etienne going to the Jaguars was the worst pick in the NFL draft. You have James Robinson, who was an undrafted free agent last year. You don't need to add a running back. If you're going to add one, why waste a first-round pick on a running back when you just showed an undrafted free agent can be good? I'm a little upset about that, Ethan.
I agree for sure.
I mean, then the Jaguars take a corner. They didn't really need a corner that much. They have Shaquille Griffin and C.J. Henderson. Jaguars, you hit a home run with Trevor Lawrence. You miss the next 2, man. Anyway, you want to take us out, man?
It is tough, yeah. So that'll do it for our show today. This is the last episode till the fall. So
the fall. Well, mid-August.
Okay, yeah. We'll say that.
We'll be back before you know it.
Yeah. So stay safe this summer. Enjoy some sports. Don't roll your ankle playing basketball.
Don't do that.
It's a hard lesson I learned, and we will see you next time. That's so bad.
I like whip.